WWE parent company TKO Group Holdings submits a filing to confirm the resignation of former executive chairman Vince McMahon. Plenty of details on that. Plus, the match on AEW Collision this weekend, the six-man match involving the House of Black going up against FTR and Daniel Garcia, was changed from an elimination match to an escape the cage match. Why was that? And is there a possibility that some participants in the match didn't want to do the job? We'll let you know about that. Plus, AEW reportedly has been valued at a worth of $2 billion. Cody Rhodes talks about his and CM Punk's departure from AEW after winning the Royal Rumble this past weekend. We've got an update on Brock Lesnar, who he was supposed to be facing at Elimination Chamber in Perth and WrestleMania in Philadelphia, and what his plans were for the Royal Rumble before he was pulled from the match, and I guess subsequent creative plans due to the allegations made against Vince McMahon in that bombshell lawsuit last week. Samantha Irvin was the ring announcer for every match at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. We'll let you know why that was the case. Jade Cargill puts the women's division on notice after making her in-ring debut at the Royal Rumble, and Pat McAfee opens up about being a surprise entrant in this year's men's Royal Rumble match. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about Vince McMahon, the latest developments and the fallout from the bombshell allegations made against the former TKO executive chairman. Today, January 29, 2024, WWE parent company TKO Group Holdings submitted a filing to the SEC to confirm the resignation of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Now, McMahon announced his resignation on January 26, a day after a lawsuit was filed accusing him of sexual trafficking, abuse, and more. On January 26, WWE's biggest sponsor, Slim Jim, announced it was putting its deal with the company on pause after the allegations against McMahon came out. A couple of hours later, McMahon resigned from TKO, where he served as the executive chairman of the board, and Slim Jim then announced its partnership with WWE would be resuming. Now, a filing made by TKO today reads as follows. We can get it up on the screen right now. You can see it right there. It says, departure of directors or certain officers, election of directors, appointment of certain officers, compensatory arrangements of certain officers. On January 26, 2024, Vincent K. McMahon notified the board of directors, the board of TKO Group Holdings, of his resignation from his positions as executive chair and member of the board, and any other positions, employment or otherwise, he has at TKO and its subsidiaries, in each case with immediate effect as of January 26, 2024. Now, when it comes to the fallout of these allegations made against McMahon and the reaction internally from the company and potential ramifications of this lawsuit moving forward when it pertains to associates of Vince McMahon, PW Insider has said the following, quote, as one source noted, if anyone believes for a second that Endeavor owner Ari Emanuel wanted to discover the type of allegations brought forth in the Janelle Grant lawsuit, not just about a company he purchased, but a company that has been employing his own daughter at WWE headquarters for several years, they don't know Emanuel and they don't understand how ferociously he will eradicate anything that needs to be taken care of to protect his business. The same source noted that if Emanuel was willing to walk away from Saudi Arabia investment years ago without blinking an eye, he'll have no problem, quote, removing anything and anyone still remaining, end quote, that could potentially hurt or impact WWE's business going forward. So certainly the notion is within WWE and TKO is that Emanuel could be looking to really eradicate anyone that's been involved with Vince McMahon going forward. What are your thoughts and reactions to all of this? Let me know, as always, in the comments section below. Now, some people got interested when it came to the cage match that took place on AEW Collision this past Saturday. Of course, it featured FTR teaming up with Daniel Garcia to go up against the House of Black. Now, at one point, initially, when the match was announced, it was announced as an elimination steel cage match. But eventually, it was tweaked to an escape the cage steel cage match. Now, some wondered, why was this the case? Why was it changed from an elimination match to an escape the cage match? Well, Dave Meltzer has said on Wrestling Observer Radio that, quote, someone complained about doing a job. Here's what Meltzer had to say.
Okay, of the guys, I know Daniel Garcia will do a job in a match like that. And I know FTR will do a job because they always, Dax Harwood does a million jobs when the circumstances are right. And Cash Wheeler's not adverse to it. So, and Malachi Black never does jobs. And when this was going on and I'm watching this, one of the things I was thinking when watching this is like, this freaking House of Black guys never do jobs. And here's the other thing. It's like, because I was thinking like, what if they win this match? And I was just going like, they're like two of those three guys are going to WWE. I mean, they're going. As soon as they can go, they're gone, even though they were treated like shit in WWE, and they never do jobs here. They're still going back to WWE, and my thought is like, kind of like, why do you keep putting them over? Because we know they're leaving. But there you go.
So what do you think of Meltzer's comments there? Do you think he's right? Do you think it's accurate? Do you think the House of Black are right to want to protect themselves? Or should AEW do what Meltzer is suggesting and saying, why are you protecting them this much when they want to leave and it looks like they're going to leave? What's your reaction to that? Let me know in the comment section below. Speaking of AEW, we've reportedly got a bit of an update when it comes to the valuation of the company. Now, AEW has cemented itself over the last 5 years as the definitive number 2 professional wrestling promotion on the planet, only second to WWE, who has had a stranglehold on the wrestling business for decades. AEW has grown as a company since its inception in 2019 with multiple TV deals, a consistent number of pay-per-view buys, breaking attendance records at their All-In event last year, and much more. The company is certainly worth a lot, and Dave Meltzer in a daily update on F4W Online revealed the valuation of the company. This comes after Forbes put together a list of the world's most valuable sports empires in 2023, coming in at number 11 behind the likes of Liberty Media, who own Formula One, Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, Fenway Sports Group, Yankee Global Enterprises, and much more, is Shahid Khan. Now, Khan's properties include Fulham over here in the Premier League in the UK, the Jacksonville Jaguars of the NFL, and of course, All Elite Wrestling, with the entirety being valued at $8.25 billion. Meltzer noted in his daily update that those with knowledge of the Forbes story indicated that AEW was valued at $2 billion. Now, do you agree with that valuation? Is that about right? It's not the first person to value AEW around that number. Do you think it's accurate? Don't you think it's accurate? Let me know your thoughts on that number as well. Now, Cody Rhodes is one step closer to finishing his story at WrestleMania 40 later on this year, but he's also spoken about his departure from AEW that I guess was a part of him finishing his story. Now, Cody Rhodes' 2022 exit from AEW surprised many people, especially since he was one of the company's co-founders and executive vice presidents. There have also been plenty of rumors about his departure, but Rhodes told journalists at the Royal Rumble post-show press conference that they shouldn't believe everything they hear about his reason for leaving. Furthermore, he believes that CM Punk probably wanted to leave for reasons that he only knows as well. Cody Rhodes said, quote, "Don't believe anything that Wade Keller puts out, why I left or anything like that. The truth is, nobody knows. It was a personal thing, and probably a personal thing for Punk, and that happens. People come, people go. It's not a huge thing." Now, of course, CM Punk was fired by AEW for following a reported backstage altercation with Jack Perry at AEW All-In last year at Wembley Stadium. This came after the infamous AEW Brawl Out scandal, which reportedly saw him and Ace Steel get into a backstage altercation with the Elite at All Out in 2022 in Chicago. Both superstars now seem content with their positions in WWE, and Rhodes isn't looking back. The American Nightmare has said leaving AEW was an easy decision for him, and now he's out to finish the story by winning the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Following his second consecutive Royal Rumble victory, Rhodes declared his plans to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. As of this recording, it's unknown what WWE's plans are for Punk at the biggest show of the year. So what are your thoughts on Rhodes' comments about that? Now, when it comes to Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania this year, there's been an update on the potential Roman Reigns versus The Rock plan, considering that Rhodes is now set to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. In an update from Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that, though the WrestleMania plan is now obviously Cody versus Roman's in singles action, there is still a plan to do a match between Roman Reigns and The Rock at some point. Meltzer said, quote, "It's going to be Cody and Roman Reigns in a singles match. A Dwayne-Roman Reigns match, whenever it is still happening. I just don't know where, and Brian, you may know where, because you probably know discussions that I may know too, and I can't talk about them. But anyway, the point is the match is still happening. So Roman Reigns versus The Rock, it is happening, just not at WrestleMania this year." Now, let's talk about Brock Lesnar, and obviously he was seemingly pulled from the Royal Rumble, and we've got an update on his plans for the Rumble itself, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania as well. Brock Lesnar was planned for the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match, and we seemingly now know who was planned to eliminate him. As has been covered throughout the week, of course, news had emerged that Lesnar had been withdrawn from the January 27 Rumble after his alleged involvement in the Vince McMahon allegations that emerged in a lawsuit on January 25. On January 25, a lawsuit was filed hitting Vince McMahon with allegations of sexual trafficking, abuse, and more. Throughout the lawsuit, there were also several unnamed parties, including one who was referred to as a WWE superstar who was involved in the alleged situation. The WWE superstar was described as someone who was a former UFC heavyweight champion and was negotiating with WWE at the time that the alleged events occurred. While it's very important to express that Brock Lesnar was at no point named in the lawsuit, the Wall Street Journal reported that the person being referred to as the WWE superstar was indeed Lesnar. This reportedly led to WWE removing Lesnar from Rumble plans and replacing him with NXT superstar Bron Breakker. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, because the match was already scripted out, Breakker ended up doing exactly what Lesnar was planned to do. Meltzer said, quote, Bron Breakker essentially fulfilled the Brock Lesnar role. He came in when Brock Lesnar was going to come in. He threw out the guys Brock Lesnar was going to throw out. He got thrown out by exactly how Brock Lesnar was going to get thrown out. Breakker eliminated Jimmy Uso, Finn Balor, and Ivar before having a face-off with Omos that led to Pat McAfee eliminating himself because both Breakker and Omos paused their face-off to stare him down. Breakker then eliminated Omos before being eliminated himself by Dominic Mysterio. So, if the story is accurate, that means Dominic Mysterio was planned to eliminate Brock Lesnar, which would actually feed into new reports we're hearing about Brock Lesnar plans for Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. Now, as I mentioned, it's quite interesting here because, as I mentioned, Bron Breakker was eliminated by Dominic Mysterio, which means the original plan would have been for Dominic to eliminate Lesnar. Now, a new report from Post Wrestling has seemed to confirm this, as they report that a match was in fact planned between Dominic Mysterio and Brock Lesnar after the Royal Rumble. The match was set to take place at Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia on February 24. That was later corroborated by Lesnar, who also revealed Lesnar's planned opponent for WrestleMania in Philadelphia in April as well. According to Meltzer, Lesnar was set for a match with Gunther at WrestleMania. In the Wrestling Observer Daily Update for January 28, Meltzer writes, quote, Lesnar planned creative last night was filled by Bron Breakker. Pretty much his point of entry, eliminations, and how he was eliminated were all planned for Lesnar. The Lesnar creative, which at this point he's not going to be involved with unless they decide that they would bring him back, was Lesnar versus Dominic Mysterio in Australia, and Lesnar versus Gunther, I don't know factually an IC title match, but one would expect at WrestleMania. Whether Bron Breakker gets those matches is not clear yet. Now, Breakker did say at a post-match interview that he isn't finished with the Judgment Day, so it is possible he could move on to WrestleMania to have a match against Gunther, or possibly have a match against Dominic Mysterio at Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. But what are your thoughts on those original plans for Lesnar? Are you happy? Were you happy with them? What are your thoughts on Lesnar just moving forward? What do you think his future looks like in WWE? Let me know your reaction to that as well. Now, Samantha Irvin, you may have spotted, did all the ring announcing at the Royal Rumble on Saturday. Now, as I mentioned, for all four matches, it was the Raw ring announcer, Irvin, who was on duty. Now, Irvin told Denise Salcedo that she was originally slated to only call one match on the show on Saturday, but ended up calling all the matches. Fightful Select has noted that the SmackDown ring announcer, Mike Rome, was off the show after losing his voice, leading to Samantha calling all the matches instead. Rome had been on ring announcing duties for SmackDown just one night prior, so seemingly it's a case of Rome losing his voice, therefore Irvin had to step in for every single match. Now, Jade Cargill made her WWE in-ring debut at the Royal Rumble. She made her long-awaited WWE in-ring debut in the Women's 2024 Royal Rumble match, entering at number 28. She made an immediate impact, having a standoff with Bianca Belair and eliminating a returning Naomi before eventually being eliminated by Liv Morgan. WWE caught up with Cargill following her elimination, and it's clear to see she means business. She said, quote, I'm nothing less than a superstar. What did you think was going to happen? Did you, the other woman, did you hear the crowd rave for me? I don't think so. But do you want to thank the WWE fan base because you guys showed up and showed out tonight? I'm nothing short of a superstar. I am Jade Cargill. This was my first introduction. Get ready for everything that comes with me. Now, Cargill also managed to eliminate Nia Jax, who recorded 8 eliminations before being dumped out, who had some things to say about Jax. She said, quote, I think Nia's one of the strongest women in this division, but she's not Jade Cargill, Cargill said. I mean, you see what I did out there tonight? Did you hear that pop I got? Clearly, this fan base doesn't like her, and they like me, so keep it moving. Now, Liv Morgan eliminated Cargill, something that the former AEW star won't forget anytime soon, as she puts Liv and the WWE locker room on notice. Quote, "This entire locker room is full of talent. I thought I did my homework. I wasn't expecting Liv Morgan, but clearly I have to go back, do some more work, and keep it moving. I am one of one. I am number one. I'm here to take over this entire women's division." And finally, Pat McAfee was also a surprise entry in the men's Royal Rumble match, and he claims he had no idea he was even going to be in the match. Speaking in a WWE digital exclusive, Pat noted that he jumped at the chance to serve as a guest commentator for the event. He said, quote, "Yeah, coming back to get a chance to be in front of the WWE Universe is an absolute honor. I was told, hey Pat, you want to come back and commentate? I said, hell yes. The Royal Rumble, what an event. Stories can be written, where dreams can come true. You want to commentate? I said, hell yeah. Work with Michael Cole, the greatest of all time, alongside Corey Graves with a fresh baby, fresh mindset, fresh haircut. I said I would love to do that." Now, Pat's night didn't end with him just staying behind the desk, though, as he made a surprise appearance in the men's Royal Rumble match number 22, before immediately backing away from a face-off with Bron Breakker and Omos. Speaking on his appearance, Pat notes that nobody gave him a heads up about entering the match. He said, quote, "All of a sudden, what, 22, I'm in the Royal Rumble? Nobody gave me a heads up about that. I got my cowboy boots on. Michael Cole let me go in there. That was rude of him. I thought we were friends. Then there was a thing in there, 7'3", okay, you're just looking up at a statue of a being. I see little Bron Breakker go like barking at me. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be in here. Why would I be in here right now? I'm not prepared for this. Also, why would I be to take, who would I be to take the main event at WrestleMania spot away from somebody? So I got my ass out there. Now, I went back in because I thought to myself, wait a minute, am I just going to be a coward? And I realized quickly, yeah, I think tonight I am. I went right back to the booth and it was great. It was a great show. So there you go, Pat McAfee saying he had no idea he was going to be in the Rumble. But there you go, guys. This latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.